Hello one and all, this is my second live stream of Medieval for the PS1. Last time we explored the first section of the land of Gallowmere, moving throughout the graveyard, through the Scarecrow Fields. We explored all of the Pumpkin Gorge, battled a big pumpkin there, and we explored the Sleeping Village and learned more about the characters in the world of this game. So I wanted to begin this part with basically a choice that I've made, whether or not to go to the Asylum Grounds, which is this maze area behind the Sleeping Village, or go to the Enchanted Earth, which I can now complete, or I can do a secret mini level, which I'm going to do the secret mini level of the Enchanted Earth first, as I figure now with some stronger weapons we can do a bit more damage to the enemy that I want to fight there. So let's go to the Enchanted Earth. Spooky things to come. The Enchanted Earth. And we get a lovely picture of one of the dragon toads that we heard about in the Sleeping Village. So I want to watch out for these guys. They do like to spit a lot of fire. They don't give any chalice percent though, so keep that in mind when you're fighting them. Oh, come on. Give them a little squish, squash. I believe... there should be a textbook somewhere that talks about them. Oh, these ones always feel like cheeky, hiding around the corner. I do want to find the... before I continue there, that's where we actually want to go. I was sure there was a textbook somewhere. Talks about them. Yeah, this is the Enchanted Earth. I really like this level. There's a lot of like eerie mystery to it, and it's very strange, and it feels like a mystical medieval forest. Okay, I could have sworn there was a textbook about them, but maybe not. A little read this one. Keep out. This gate leads to the Tomb of the Shadow Demons. Okay. Find out more about what they're like a bit later. Just sort of giving a little sneak peek of what's to come in the level. If I can jump up the thing. Don't think there's anything you can. Really? I can't jump up on that? That feels very jumpable. Okay, whatever. There used to be a coven of witches in the caves beneath Cemetery Hill. The whole forest has never smelt the same since. So just like in the Pumpkin Serpent level, when we see a cauldron, we use our Witch's Talisman and we can speak to a witch. This time it's the Witch of the Forest.
Who has summoned the Witch of the Forest?
I love this witch.
Oh, it is you, Sir Fortescue. Forgive me, my lord. I have never met a real hero. Forgive me, just an old lady's little joke. In truth, I am glad to see you, Sir Fortescue. I need 7 pieces of amber that are hidden in the ant's nest. Bring them to me, and I can grant you a special reward. I will only offer you this quest this once. Are you willing to give it a try?
Yes, we will.
Sorry, didn't I mention I'd have to shrink you to the size of an insect? Now hurry back.
Alright, so we are now entering the Ant Caves, having been shrunk down by the witch. Apparently this whole level was inspired by the Alien movies, which I think is interesting. Let's see what Mr. Gargoyle has to say.
Run, little man. If the master found it now, he would crush it like a bag. Hark! We can hear the soldier ants approaching. Onward, and meet your tiny nemesis.
Yeah, right. But yeah, apparently this whole level was based around the Alien movies, with having to fight. There's a fight with a queen. There's the whole going to be, as we've seen in a moment, rescuing something from pod sacks. But yeah, I think that's interesting. But they really wanted to make this level, so they had to cut certain things from the game in order to fit it in. And I think it was a good addition. I think it makes the Witch's Talisman feel a bit more special. But yeah, I want to just highlight this picture here, when I can get a good view of it. This ant, giant ant chasing after the humans. It's very interesting. It's quite an atmospheric level as well, this one.
Thank you for releasing me, sir.
I love his voice. Sounds like he's been smoking one every day of his life.
But alas, the wicked Egg Queen has many of us imprisoned.
Either that or sucking in helium, but the other way around. So instead of going higher, your voice goes lower.
Richly rewarded.
Yeah, right. Grab some gold. Yeah, this. Look at this. Terrifying. Attacking the humans. Also, we got a dead ant in here. What happened with that? Did that fairy fight the ant and get trapped in? What the heck's happened there? Alright. This is a level where the camera can be a bit annoying to turn around as well, because it's quite a confined space.
I shall open the entrance for you. These fireflies are my friends. They will light your way through the darkness below.
Alright. So, we're going to basically be looking for all the fairies and looking for 7 pieces of amber. There are 2 quests in the ant caves. In regards to atmosphere, one of my favourite levels. In regards to the level itself, it can get a bit confusing where to go, but once you've got everything you need, finding the end chamber isn't too bad. It's just finding the rooms of the fairies sometimes can feel like a bit of a hassle. The amber's pretty easy to come across. But yeah, you can see how dark this place gets. And that's not a lighting thing with my settings, that's just how this level is. The only enemies here are the little ants, thankfully. They're not too bad. They nip at you, spit some acid, but they can be quite passive at times. Although, there's no, you'll notice as well when I'm killing all the enemies, there's no chalice popping up. Well, the chalice in this level is affected. I've never seen that before. Okay. The chalice is affected by if you get all the fairies, you'll get the chalice, and if you get all the amber, you'll get a new weapon. Obviously, you will still get the weapon for getting the chalice as well, so you really want to get everything that you need to in this level. There's also not much platforming. It's definitely more of a... In fact, I don't say there's any platforming in this level. This is basically just one big combat-based level with a bit of exploration. I heard one of my cats meow. I don't know what he used to. Oh, there's a fairy. See, that's what I mean. Like, it's kind of awkward to look around the whole room, so I might have missed that fairy if I didn't tether off the camera a bit there. You don't have to worry about not being able to backtrack. There's only one place in this level aside from the very beginning, which we can't go back to, where you can't go back. So my best advice is just to find things that help you find waypoints, but in general, it tends to be one big set. Like here, this is the start. I've ended up back at the start because that's too steep to walk to run up. So okay, I know that now. I need to just find. Yeah, just you'll find your way around the level. It's just a bit of trial and error navigating. This is that first room with the fairy. Let's go down this way. Let's try this path. Yeah, it's a lot of wandering around, exploring. But I don't mind the level, you just have to be very careful with getting lost. Because it's very easy to keep going in circles. Because there's not... I feel like this level could have done with more details. Or more indicators of different rooms. Or you know what would really help? This is the one level where a map would absolutely have helped. Just for navigation. And even in the remake there's no map. Which surprises me. They've remade this game twice and they've never put a map on this level. In fact, I don't even think this level's in the... unless I'm mistaken, I don't believe this is even in the PSP remake. And the PS4 remake is very close to this one, just with better lighting. This level in particular. There you go. Okay, see, like this is a great indicator to me of a new area, because I haven't been down like a glowing tunnel. That's also pretty creepy, the way that all those ants were like on top. I didn't mention it last part, but you can also use the Daring Dan Dash to push enemies back a bit. It doesn't do much damage, though. It'll use some shield up, so I wouldn't really recommend doing that unless you... Except for maybe the Sleeping Village to stun people. But yeah, smash the wall. Yeah, this is a level where I don't really think you need to go out your way to fight everything. Just fight things if they get in the way, if they start attacking. But if they're not causing any trouble, you can just get by them. Get off me! Yeah, like that. Like that guy was getting a bit annoying. Okay, there's a life file over there. Now, I'm smashing these up just to try and find some pieces of amber. Because the sooner I find the amber, the easier it is for me to just focus on finding the fairies and then finishing the level off. Plus, there is some gold sometimes in the pods, so it's worth having a search for. Ooh. Like I said, they're not too bad to deal with. Like, I've took a bit of damage, but that's just me being a bit reckless. Yeah, like, this is one of the levels where I don't think the music really stands out, but it stands out in an atmospheric way. Like, there's something very just unnerving about the music in this level. It's very just gloomy and murky and just feels really unsettling. But I do love being able to explore like an ant cave. Like, that is a fun idea for a level in a game. If you ever played A Bug's Life on PS1, it sort of got that vibes, but instead of like the happy-go-lucky, instead of the more brightly coloured vibes of that game, this is very gloomy and just unsettling. Like, this feels like what it would look like inside of an anthill. Just these like weird dark tunnels and strange creatures coming at you. Although I don't have anything against ants, I think ants are fine. And I'm not just saying that in the off chance that ants take over the world. Now, whether or not I'm talking about the insect or family ants, that you can decide for yourself. That should now be all the fairies done, which unfortunately we don't have. I think that just popped up saying I had them all. And all the amber. So, yeah. I'm not really seeing anything else. This is the point of no return though. So, I'm sure that just said that I've got all the ambers. That I've got all the fairies. Like, I'm certain that said I just freed the last fairy. 98%. I will also say, in regards to enchanting the broadsword, I wouldn't bother doing it if it's like this, where it's 98%, because it's always the same price for enchanting them. I do want to buy some spears, though. Some longer arrows, rather. But although I'm going to be using the spears for this next part, any ranged weapon is going to be useful. If you're brave enough to go beyond this point, you'll enter the chamber of the dreaded Queen Ant. Be aware, once you have encountered her six-legged regalness, there will be no going back. I do wish that, similar to how we see all the amber there, it showed the fairies, but oh well. I'm going to put the spear on, and let's go. Now hopefully I did get all the fairies, otherwise I've messed this level up. So let's see what happens. So we want to wake up the queen. Ow. Okay. Actually, I do want to... I'm going to put the sword on a second, just to get rid of the ants. Yeah, I think the hammer is probably still better, honestly. They take a few hits, so... I want to wait until she exposes her belly. She'll scream, and that's the sign. So you want to go to the spears, or any ranged weapon, and just start throwing them. She will only do this for a little bit, so keep that in mind, like there. After I just used all of the spears up. Go back to a hammer. Jack. Yeah, the only thing we have to watch out for is the annoying little minions, because obviously they'll draw shots away from her. So I want to just run up here. Yep. I'm going to see if 7 spears is enough. I'm not sure if it will be though. No, it was 1 spear to spare. And there you go. I made that level look easy, but believe me, I've had a lot of playthroughs where I've wandered around those tunnels for ages, trying to find my way through. Also, just wait a moment before entering, because sometimes, for some reason, you can take a bit of damage from the queen when she dies. Yeah. I'm pretty sure because the fairy's here, that means I got them all. But yeah, it's like a little mini level. I quite like that. I like it in the sense of the atmosphere.
Bless me, if it isn't Daniel, Lord of the Ants. Hold still, and I'll remove the shriek spell. Oh, lovely, lovely Amber. Here you are, Sir Knight. A wart-covered and cabbage-smelling old crone I may be, but I always keep my promises. I grant you my reward.
Yeah, chicken drumstick. One of the best items in the game.
You have helped to free all the fairy people from the clutches of the filthy and scum. As a reward, I can grant you passage to the Hall of Heroes.
Apparently, I believe it's based on Bob Hoskins, the fairies, which just makes the voice even funnier. But there you go. So we got a new weapon, which is the chicken drumstick. It doesn't sound like much, but believe me, this is one of the best weapons in the game. Limited ammo, so we do have to bear that in mind. If you want to get more, you have to redo the Ants quest. I've never run out before, though, but yeah.
Back and forth like a supernatural yo-yo. Maybe the master will make it harder to find those magic egg cups.
Alright. But yeah, I'll show off the chicken drumsticks when we get an opportunity in a level where I feel like I really want to use them. But because they are limited, I don't like to waste them. They're a good item in this game, and they'll also appear in the sequel, Medieval 2. But yeah, so let's see what our options are. So we can talk to this guy with the axe, which I probably will do. Talk to Ravenhooves again, so he'll give us a arrow upgrade. Or we can get a new shield. And while I like the shield, and I like the longbow upgrade, I think I am going to get another new weapon.
Hey, Mr. Fortiscale, I want to talk with you.
With this amazing Scottish impression.
If this Zorak's so bad, why'd you
And
get
by
to
amazing,
Koba?
I mean very
Why'd
forced,
you
but I
avoid
love it.
people, Fortiscale? It should be I, Blood Monatha, Skull Cleaver.
Like, I don't care about the accuracy. I think it's just incredible how hard this guy is going at his
spend
voice.
most of your time organizing and changing of the guard and playing croquet with the king. Still, I lend you my axe. You swing her, you throw her. She thirsts for a slaughter as much as I.
Oh, beautiful.
Drink deep of demon blood, my proud beauty.
Give me that axe. Yeah. Now the axe works similar to the arm that we had at the start of the game. where you can throw it like a boomerang, which is why we will always use it, and you can chop things. It's a lot stronger, and it's pretty good damage all considering. I think its power is on par with the longbow and close to the spears, though not as strong as the spear. But because it's got no ammo, I like using the axe quite a lot. It's a really good ranged option when you don't want to be wasting ammo, or when you're being a bit more careful about how much you're spending. But yeah, I'll definitely get a lot of use out of the axe. There we go. So that is the first part of the Enchanted Earth done. Now I could continue with the Enchanted Earth and play through it now that we have the Shadow Talisman, the Shadow Artifact from the Sleeping Village. But I actually want to take a little sidetrack here and just get the last part of this side of Gallowmere completed. Because once we go through the Enchanted Earth, we'll unlock the second half of Gallowmere. And I want to explore areas like this, the Asylum Grounds. And just a heads up, this is my favourite level in the game. I love this level so much. Even though this is also the level where, as a kid, me and my dad used to play this game, and we got stuck on this level because we couldn't get past the... Well, we'll be given a bunch of riddles, and the second riddle we just couldn't figure out. We had the idea of what you had to do, but we couldn't figure out how to do it. Also, I've been watching things on speedruns and things in the game, and there's some crazy level skips in this level in particular, where you can, with very careful jumping, jump on that unicorn there and skip most of the level, which I think is incredible. Yeah, so this is how the axe works. Like I say, it's got boomerang quality, you can chop things with it. Pretty great. But yeah, I believe you have to like do a running jump and hop on there. But I'm not good enough to give that a go. Got a grass dragon here. As for why this is my favourite level of all things, I like the puzzles. The enemies are kind of fun, but that's not really why. Like, this isn't the most atmospheric level or anything. I just really like it. I like exploring the maze. I think the music is a big part of why it's my favourite. I love this theme. And I really love the character that we're about to meet, who's in charge of all these riddles, called Jack of the Green. Let's talk to him.
Greetings, Sir Fortescue. My name is Jack of the Green. I am the master of riddles, and this maze is my domain. You are free to leave, but only once you've answered 4 riddles. Puzzles so fiendishly difficult, so perplexingly complex, that no man has ever solved them. Ha, ha, ha. Now, try my first riddle. At night they come without being fetched. By day they are lost without being stolen.
What could it be? What could the solution be to that riddle?
At night they come without being fetched.
By day they are lost without being stolen. So what the heck is... I've never really had a good look at that. It's like a camel, I think it's meant to be. Like a hedge camel. Just something really strange about this level in particular, but I really like it. I like the details, and it feels very real, this level, for some reason. Like, I could see a maze being like this. Also, we have these little cats here. So, in case you don't know what the solution is, you see these stars, so you want to hit every single one of them. Because the answer to the riddle is a star. You know, because at night they disappear. At night, they come without being fetched. By day, they're lost without being stolen. So they appear at night, but they disappear in the daytime, but they are actually still there. We just can't see them. You know what? I should probably use my sword. Yeah. Yeah. These guys were changed so in this version they're monks, which I never saw, but in America they were changed to be groundskeepers because of religious reasons. And to be honest, I always just assumed they were groundskeepers. Like, I don't know, I never saw this as a monk robe, but I can totally see it now. I just thought it was like, oh yeah, they've got like the spades. They're obviously like the groundskeepers of the maze. But yeah. Ring the bell. The bell just summons the minions out of the hole. That's all that did. That's why I let that guy do it there. I'm also not fussed about running out of enchantment here. Just sort of using it up at the minute. I will also say, even though I love this level, the camera can sometimes be a little bit too close.
Well done, Sir
There we go.
Knight. But my star riddle is but a trifle. I always like to begin with an easy one. Return hither. You will not find my next conundrum so simple.
I always love how he gets so, like, grumpy each time you solve one of the riddles. He's a very sassy character.
I live for laughter. I live for the crowd. Without it, I am nothing.
I live for laughter, I live for the crowd, without it, I am nothing. What could it be? Let's go find our solution. Like, it's not that the riddles are hard to solve, it's more just, I like the... I don't know, like I said this level's not that atmospheric, and I mean that in a... It's not very Halloween themed compared to some of the other levels. Like, I'd say Pumpkin Gorge is more of your Halloween-looking level, or Scarecrow Fields, but when I think of this game, this is the level I always think of, just because the music and just all the green and just... I don't know, the enemies as well, like, these guys were always weird to me, they always fascinated me with how they looked. Because they're so different to everything else in the game, like, they're not super clear what they are. Oh, look at this, we got a sleeping clown. So, we got these sad faces. This is the puzzle that I couldn't do as a kid, because each of these will turn at a different speed when I turn them to the happy face. So, it's getting the right timing down. I've already messed up, I think. Yep. Because now I've got to readjust them. But you can see they all turn at different speeds, so your best bet here is just to get them turned at the right rate, the right time. Oh, come on. No! Hurry, hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry. One more. No! Yeah, see, this is what I mean, that simple puzzle, but it's very easy to mess it up. Here's the only one I really have, like, think is a bit finicky in this level, but yeah. I still like the riddle. Oh my god, come on. No! Oh, it's because that middle one turns so fast. I forgot about that. Alright. Just give me a moment here. Luckily, they don't turn when they're in their almost done phase, so you can leave them set up. Alright, this time I'm going to run one side over side mid. Oh my god, I got stuck. I'm worried about it. No, 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 no. No! Oh, I messed that up. Okay, I know. Yeah, it's a bit of a finicky puzzle. Actually, I'm going to do it without the analog stick. That might make this easier. Although, no, because I found running actually harder to do without the analog stick. Let's say it's now with both. Alright. And there you go.
Alright. Yes, it was a clown. Very clever, I'm sure. Return in haste, Sir Knight, for I wish to see the despair on your face when you hear my next victim puzzler.
Yeah, so we never got that far. So we never got to see any more of the maze from here. Because we could never figure out how to get it all to work. Like, we knew the solution, but we couldn't get it, the timing right. But yeah, so let's see what our next riddle is. Riddle number 3, which I think is the easiest.
Face like a tree, skin like the sea, a great beast I be, yet vermin frighten me.
Yep. Face like a tree, skin like the sea, great beast I be, yet vermin frighten me. I think the last line gives it away. Like, the first 3 lines I think quite cryptic. But vermin, being afraid of mice, just, or vermin in general, it just spells what the answer is a bit too much to me. I need to get the Chaos Rune, which is in this middle bit. Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's just something about this level in particular. The music's just so, like, it starts off so gentle and then gets all, like, whimsical, and that, to me, is just Medieval in a nutshell. It's this, like, weird, goofy adventure, but with something spooky around it as well. Like, look at this. It's like a what is this thing? It's like a tentacle. It's like an octopus that's a hedge. Like, it's such an odd design choice, but I love it. It's like a very alien-looking creature. Ew, look, you chopped the head. Yep, sure can. You don't get any chalice for that though, so no need to go out of the way for it. I'm just showing that you can chop the head off of the thing. But yeah. So now we have the Chaos Root. So since it talked about vermin, how about we take this dumb mousey here? This is always my favourite riddle though. Like, I really like the, not for what the riddle is, but just I like this puzzle here. Basically, we have to navigate this cute little mouse past all these scary cats. Ah, but if they hiss, if you get too close like that, the mouse runs away. There's just something cute to me about this little mouse. Like, it's the most computer mouse-looking mouse ever. Come on, mouse. Not this way. Over here. Past this weird angel creature thing. Ah. Okay. No, mouse. Come back. No! I never saw that. Oh. I never saw the mouse. What actually happens? Usually it just runs away and that's it. I didn't know the cats actually killed a mouse. It's so cat of them. I say it with 5 cats in the house. Chop. Alright. Let's do this again. Seems a bit finicky. Honestly, it's not that bad. Like, it's just a bit of being careful. But I think with the enemies around, it could be a bit annoying. So, if you want to, you can run off and fight the enemies. You can't kill the cats. That's not in the job description. We don't kill cats here. I feel like Sir Daniel would have a pet cat. Ooh, hold on. Wait here, Elsie. Alright, go, go, go. Excuse me. No, you're too scared to move. Come on. Oh, you're right, you're right. Let's go this way. Nope. Come on. This way. Up, up, up. How close can we get? Yeah, we're alright as long as we stay this far. Okay, I thought that was a cat for a second there at the gate. I was gonna be like, that's not fair. The good thing about this puzzle is we could kind of just take the cat up here. With a couple exceptions, they don't typically get that close. There you go. We see this weird elephant over here. And we're gonna take the mouse right up to the elephant. He reveals to us the path forward.
I pretended that riddle was hard, but in truth it was obviously an elephant. This time, however, I almost pity you. The answer to my next vexing enigma has eluded the finest minds of a whole generation. Come to me.
No, thanks for your help, mouse. No! I never knew it. It actually does it multiple times if the mouse goes back as well. Alright, let's get our last riddle.
I tolerate the moon and stars. I can't abide the sun. Banish me with torchlight and you'll see me turn and run.
Alright. I tolerate the moon and stars. I can't abide the sun. Banish me with torchlight and you'll see me turn and run. Bit more cryptic than the other ones, but like I say, I've played the game, I know what I'm doing, but yeah, what could this be? What could this be, indeed? I do always like as well with this level that each riddle has its own section of the maze, and like completing one riddle opens up the next part. I don't know. I really like when games have these like sections, do it like this. Also, get ready for your eardrums to be shattered. Just that ringing. Ooh, I can get the chalice, and luckily I just saw where it was. I could grab it later, but I figure while I'm right next to it, I might as well go grab it now. So I know I've got the chalice for the level. A Hall of Hero Wits. Ooh, actually, I also want to buy all them spears back again. And enchant my sword. Sure. Yeah, you can see they do it does cost a bit. Ooh, I don't want that. Put the small sword on for now. Here. Yeah, I tend to like these like puzzle levels more than I do the platforming levels. As I think Medieval's more fun when it's all about the action and the using your different weapons, as opposed to jumping platform to platform. Because I don't think it was really designed around that. Let's jump down this hole. So we see we've got some torchlight here. So what to say? We vanquish the darkness, which is the solution to that riddle. The answer is darkness. It tolerates the moon and stars because it exists around moon and stars. Can't stand the sun. Banish me with torchlight and you'll see me turn and run. Because light removes the dark. Although you could argue that without light there is no dark. Now we're getting philosophical here. And there we go. You get all three there, and it springs you out.
Blast you. It took me ages to come up with that darkness one. Very well. Outrageous as it seems, my vast intellect has been matched by your badly decomposed brain.
Hey.
Return at once and I shall give you your prize.
Okay. I wanted to wait there just because I know there's enemies up here, and when he's talking you can't change your weapon. So I wanted to just make sure that I could get my enchanted broadsword out to deal with these monks. Although to me they will always be gardeners. Yeah, that should be it, I believe. I don't think there's any more enemies to deal with now on this path. So there we go. Let's find our way. Let's gain our access to the exit.
You think you're so clever, don't you? Here you are, Sir Clever Clogs. I grant you free passage through my maze. Find your own way out.
Rude. I do like how sassy he is at this point. I'm gonna just put the axe on. Actually, no, I think I'm alright with this. I'll keep the small sword for now. I don't think I need to deal with any more enemies. But yeah, so we got our chalice. We have now. You do have to talk to him as well before you can gain access to this last section. Otherwise, it won't open up here where there was that little gate. But yeah, speedrunners can actually walk along that wall there with that careful jump at the start of the level and basically skip all the riddles, which I quite like that. I think that's a fun cheat through it. Solve this last puzzle, you will open the secret entrance to the asylum. The town mayor is imprisoned here along with an army of madmen. So, rather than go through the gate like a normal person, we're going to play a game of chess. And it plays by chess rules, where we need to line all the pieces up by moving them according to what their piece can move. So the bishop here can only move diagonal, this green one here. Luckily they stay in place once you've hit them. The king can only move in any direction, one space. They all only move one space in this puzzle, so the king and queen effectively are the same. But yeah, so there's the king and the bishop. I need to get the queen moved across. There's the queen. And then we got the rook here. who can slide along straight lines. I like their little ways they talk. He goes, oi. She goes, ooh. He goes, ow. And he goes, oi. There you go. So we jump down the hole, and that is the level finished. It's not too hard of a level, but I quite like the little puzzles, and I think it's a nice change of pace of a level. Alright, what can we get next? I believe it should be either the magic shield or the flaming longbow are my options here. So I'm gonna go for the magic shield next.
Ah, Herr Fortescue, you are back on the battlefield, yeah?
We have a German
This is
here.
good. People say to me, Stungard, what do you think of this
Stungard.
sword or that axe? But I say to them, nein! Modern warfare is a question of science, the science of shields.
I agree. I like some good
I think
defensive
maybe you
play.
should take my
In
shield,
most of my
yeah?
games I play
It is
defensively.
magic, Herr Fortescue. Some say it is better to have a magic sword than a magic shield, but I say to you that this is rubbish.
That is rubbish.
So long as you use it properly, the shield will make you invincible.
And there you go. So the gold shield is a little bit different. It blocks hits like all the other ones do, but we can actually replenish it in the same way that you can replenish the enchanted broadsword. So it is solid. I don't really think it's especially amazing or anything though, and I usually go for using my weaker shields until they run out and then go for it, because, you know, I don't want to waste it. But it is good. It's just I'm very careful with things like this in games. Alright, so that is the Asylum grounds finished. Now we will be going into the Asylum. And then we'll go to the Enchanted Air for once we've done this. Yeah, so as you can see, this part, we're very much just going level to level. There's no like big special story stuff happening here. The main thing right now is, our next big plot point is getting through the Enchanted Air, but we need to do this first because I want to get another Dragon Gem in here, and this is the only way to finish the game because you'll need 2 Dragon Gems. So this is basically going to be one big battle, one level where we just have to kill every enemy, because we are literally going to be locked into rooms with enemies. Basically just a big enemy gauntlet, but you know what? I think an Asylum level fits this. Watch out for these zombies. These guys they may die in one hit from the magic axe, as I'm showing here, but as I also showed there, they hit very hard. I know I could be using something like the crossbow, but I like using the axe because it gives me time to run away and like feel how it's going, and it's a guaranteed one-hit kill without having to use up any ammo. And on the return trip, it can kill things as well. This is also a level where I might show off the chicken drumstick, depending on how things go. We will get health throughout the level, but for now we just got to kill all the enemies. Just keep going. B. Sorry, my cat's pulling at something in the bathroom. But yeah, I like using the magic axe, like I say, because you can run around while it returns to you. So even though it leaves you vulnerable, I can just keep throwing it and dash around to avoid things like the cannonballs here. And I know you can do that with like other projectiles. And this is a great level that showcases what I love about the combat so much. Like here, I could be like, oh, they're kind of getting on my nerves, so I can shoot with the crossbow bit here. What I'm going to do here, though, is starting to lose some health, is I'm going to throw a chicken drumstick And it turns them all into these little chickens that give me health. Bee. Calm down. Sorry, cat just jumped onto the desk. Right, through the door here. This is the room I hate the most. This is actually a good room where the crossbow is really helpful. Because it bounces off walls, you got a better chance of hitting these annoying bats. And ammo's pretty cheap for them. So what you can do here is just sort of run around, spam some shots, and with the crossbow. Just to help clear things out. As soon as that entrance opens up, definitely take it as well, because the bats will keep respawning. But yeah, this is also... I'm going to use the axe right now, but the bats can make it annoying because they'll keep locking onto them. I don't know what the best weapon for these guys is. I guess just... I actually don't know a lot about like what speedrunners use for this level, because obviously they still have to go through this level to get the dragon gems. I mean, newer speedruns now ignore the dragon gems completely, but I'm pretty sure you still have to do this level, I think, unless... Actually, I'm not... No, I'm sure you do have to do this level. I think it depends on what sort of speedrun it is. Oh, that's great. I forgot these guys chop down the machine like nothing else. Yeah, they will replenish a lot. The bats will keep showing up. I want to grab... I'm going to do some more chicken drumsticks in the next area. Like, they are limited, and they have a very short range and a short time to explode. But they're good for moments like this when my health's starting to go down. And these, I don't know, asylum, crazy people. Yeah, crazy people. The chicken drumsticks are good for dealing with them. I could use a long-range weapon to keep them away from me, but I feel like they're a bit too fast for something like the long... Ah, actually, no, the longbow's alright. Yeah, we'll stick with the longbow for a moment. Like I say, I like using, showing off a bit of mixed weapons where I can. Because part of what makes this game so fun is that you can fight with all sorts of different playstyles. Like, typically I'll just use the axe, but it's quite fun to just, like, mix in a use of the longbow here, for example. It's just you? No, there's another one there. If I would continue, I want to just buy some more ammo. Also replenish my sword, even though it's not fully run out. I'm not too worried about money, because I know that I can get plenty of money back. Yeah, let's go back to the axe. So yeah, there's not really any, like, there's not much story in this level, it's basically just all fighting, but I don't mind that. I think it's a nice mix-up that we just get this big enemy going around here. I like to fight these guys at this side with the axe or any ranged weapon, and basically just run up and down while avoiding their cannonballs. I think when they fall down they are invincible for a minute. I'm not completely certain on that, but yeah. I also like that they all just have this weird, like, deranged green hair. Alright. You do have to watch out though, because now they'll start coming out from both sides. But they do hit hard, so watch out for that. Once we get to 100%, I believe we get a bit of help. There's 101%. Yeah, we get this to finish the level off. Big bomb, blows them all up. And we can finally be done with it. So there we go. we got the chalice, we get some gold, we get the air rune. Then we get a health fountain here. The annoying thing about this health fountain is it's right next to some dialogue that we're going to be getting here, which can make it a bit hard to hear his voice sometimes.
By am I glad to see you. That Zarek tried to force me to hand over the shadow artifact. He means to release the demons from their tomb under the enchanted forest. But I said to him, I said, "You can't touch me, you lanky windbag. I'm the Mer." Aye, that told him. But then he had me locked up in here with all these nutters. Oh, it's been terrible. I haven't managed to get a word of sense out of anyone in weeks. You have a good look around, lad. Zarek's left some stuff lying about that I think you might find useful.
Great. And the thing he's talking about is this. Can't really interact with him any more than that, but yeah. Funny enough, you can hit him. Okay. Sorry, cat's bapping me for little bits. But yeah. That's about it. That's the inside the asylum. We are just about getting towards the halfway point of the game now. I'd say after the next level, that's where I'd call the halfway point. Yeah. Come on, B. Let's see. What can we get next? No, I think it's just Raven Hooves and his longbow. Yeah. So let's get the next longbow upgrade.
Oh, Danielle. I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. Do you fancy a little gamble, like?
Yeah, let's go for it. And this is the Flaming Longbow. Slightly stronger than just regular longbow arrows. They basically set enemies on fire, so they'll continue to take a bit of extra damage. But yeah. Nothing amazing, but they're not bad at all. So with that, we have done the bottom half of the exploring Gallowmere. I figured I'd want to get all of that out of the way so that we can just begin on a linear path now for the rest of the game. But I do like that you get this part where you really get a lot of choice, because it makes the next part, where it's going to be very linear, a lot more it makes it more interesting, because you've now explored everything. So this is where we get to see the rest of the world. I don't know, I can't explain it very well, but I like that the game gets more linear from this point onwards, because it starts to focus on the narrative now. And before then, we got to just see different parts of the world. But let's get serious. We saw the demons there. I think it's about time we see what's going on with them. Okay, so they don't take many hits with the small sword. I actually wasn't sure how much the small sword did to these guys. So yeah, you can rest assured that the dragon toads are not... They're just more annoying than anything else. Just a nuisance. You can explore the area when we first came here, but honestly, they're just... You couldn't do much. I mean, you could if you have the shadow artifact, but... Am I saying? Yeah, the shadow artifact is what you need to get through the whole level. Otherwise, you'll have to go back to the world map and go get it. But the thing with it is, you want to... I always think you want to do the ant quest first, so you can get that. Get some more chalices early on, so you can have more weapons. Personally, I like to do this level once I've got the... when I've got the Flaming Longbow, because I think it's really good against the boss fight in this level. That's just me. So you'll notice we have no chalice percent yet. We've we've been fighting, there's plants and dragon turtles, but they're not giving us any chalice. So we gotta find enemies that give you chalice. Now on speedruns, this is another big level that can be significantly cut down, but it requires a really difficult glitch that lets you, while you're falling from a high place like this, access the menu, and basically, instead of triggering the usual fall death scene, you'll fall through the map a couple times, and you have, without really much camera control, you'll have to try and navigate to get to the gate at the end of the level. But yeah, I'm no good at any of that stuff, so I won't be able to do it. But I found it interesting just how many ways there are to sequence break games like this. I went way too far. I don't know what I was doing there. Up, up. Yeah, this is a level where I think the platforming starts to get a bit annoying at times, like right here. I don't think it's the best. But yeah, so we see these 3 eggs on the nest, and a very angry bird. And let's make that bird angrier by pushing the eggs and cracking them open. Inside of the treasure chest. Now, as long as you duck with the shield, you shouldn't get hurt by the bird. It'll chip a bit at your shield, but it's fine. That's it. I'm gonna switch to the copper shield. Actually, I don't want to lose my silver shield too soon. Yeah, we've just come up here for the earth room, but you might as well grab the other things as well while you're here. I'm lucky because usually one of those dragon toads tends to shoot at me while I'm getting onto this platform. Yeah. This is I like this level for atmosphere. I'm not keen on the platforming though. I think this is a level where the platforming can seem a bit slippery sometimes. But as I just showed there, it's pretty lenient with how far you can run off the ledge with Sir Daniel without you taking damage. Medieval 2 says fuck that, and instead makes it so if you fall from even slightly too high of a ledge that they deem too high, even if it's only like 2 feet from the ground, you'll take damage or even lose a full life bottle. And that's where I think the difficulty of Medieval 2 drops the bar from Medieval 1. Like, to me, Medieval 1 is pretty fair with what it deems as damage. I decided to use the throwing daggers there, just because I didn't want to risk being knocked off, even though I've just failed that jump there spectacularly. But yeah, I like the level for atmosphere, I like this level for story and everything. It's just, I think the platforming gets a little slippery here. And trust me, it's only going to get worse going forward in this. Can I hit you, please? Yeah, see, the throwing daggers are so inaccurate. Oh, okay.
None shall enter. The shadow demons are entombed within, separated from the world of goodness and light until the earth cracks open. No one, not even the Dark Lord Zarek, can release them without the shadow artifact. Leave now, or share their doom.
Well, we have the shadow artifact, so we can open the way. So yeah, if you don't have the shadow artifact, this is all you really get to see of the Enchanted Earth, and you basically have to go through there. Luckily, we already have, I don't know why I've got that out. We already have the shadow artifact, so let's use it to open the way. Now this is where my least favourite thing in the game is this room right here. Sedan, you must take the Shadow Demon Talisman. It is an unholy relic, but it may allow you to progress through Shadow Demon territory. So we have to release the Shadow Demons in order to get the Shadow Talisman, which will then allow us to explore the rest of Gallowmere. So even though we're unleashing horrible demons, we're doing it to also, you know, recruit them. My problem with this room is we have these 4 dials here, and you have to hit them in a specific order to open the way. This is supposed to be the clue, right here, this thing on the wall, which ones to do. The problem is it's not a good hint system because it's very unclear what the order is. So I'm going to do what I think the order is, and it's probably going to be wrong, and we'll just go from there. Yep, see, it's wrong. So my issue in this is I've never found what the hint is exactly on this mural. Like, to tell you the order. So I always have to just look this up because I've never once been able to just, even from memory, I never remember like what the exact order is on this. And when I do put it in, I swear sometimes I'm putting it and I'm messing it up obviously, but it feels like, I think my problem is the rippling water one there and this one. I always muddle up the two. But it says a lot when one of the first messages on one of the first search results for Medieval is always about this room. Okay. Fire. Is it? Water, wind? Is that it? There you go, yeah. Like, I don't know what the remake changes. Also, apologies for the flickering. Just look away for a moment if it's too much for the eyes. It's only going to be a moment for this scene. Yeah, I hate this puzzle. This is the worst thing in the game because there's no real good... This isn't enough of a hint. Like, obviously, you know you have to hit them, but it doesn't really point it out, like, what the order is. I believe in the Japanese version, they actually have little markings on the wall that tell you the order that you have to hit. But it's so stupid. But anyway, you can see the chalice is there, so we know to come back in here. We'll build up the chalice. I'm going to equip the enchanted broadsword. Go up. And now we have awakened the shadow demons. We must now defeat them.
What have you done? Once again, the shadow demons are wreaking havoc across the land, and it's all thanks to you. The single most destructive and wretched creatures in the history of the world, and you've given them an early parole. They will be heading for the ruins of King Peregrine's castle. Gallowmere is doomed.
Yeah, it's a weird plot point that we need to get the talisman that unleashes all the evil. And we have to do that in order to release the demons, which is what Zarok wanted. But the reason we have to do that is without the talisman that we got, we can't explore more of the world because of that. Access to the rune that we need to open that gate is locked. So it's a really weird thing that we need, but I mean, I get why we need it. It's sort of you do something bad, but it's for the greater good situation. But it's still a bit of a weird thing. As for the shadow demons themselves, you can see they're not really... They do a bit of damage. They're not... I wouldn't call them pushovers, but they're not, like, as terrifying as the game makes them out to be. They die quite easy to any sort of close combat. I think all I need here is just the... Yeah, I'm not bothered about throwing daggers. I'll get them anyway, though, just to top us up. I'm going to keep the enchanted sword out, though, because I want to fight more of the shadow demons with the sword. Don't have to worry about the plants, even though they are a bit annoying. We've opened that up now, so we can grab that gold. Like, they do a bit of damage, but they're not... I wouldn't call the shadow demons these terrifying creatures that will destroy me or anything. They're just a bit... They can just be a little bit annoying. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to equip the Flaming Longbow for this fight. We need the Shadow Talisman, which opens this up. And that allows us then to gain the Star Rune, or fall off the ledge like a klutz. Oh no. That's not a good start here. This is what I consider the hardest boss in the game, by the way. We have to be very careful here to not fall off the platform, which is what makes this fight hard. So shoot a couple of things of the flaming longbow, and now, even if we're not able to always hit them, we can at least get that damage chipping their health down. And whenever they tilt it, you want to just run the opposite way. They will eventually go down to just one. If you need to use a daring down dash, you can do, but I'd only do it if it's getting really... Oh, come on, run. Really bad on the sides. Right. Like I say, this one's charging up. Yeah, so now you can see we're down to just one. There you go. Took him down. The flaming longbow is really good because it does constant damage to them. And although the spears are great, I don't think they're the easiest things to hit because of how much movement they have. So, yeah. I'd recommend more than anything else. Flaming longbow's really good. But I think the developers knew how hard this boss was because they give us a lot of health up here. We get a full fountain. An extra fountain here, and we even get a bunch of energy vials as well. Like, they really want to top you up after that fight. But yeah, the point of the fight is you need the star rune. But now, with that done, we've got all these here. We can now explore the last bit of the Enchanted Earth. But we need to fill our chalice up. There you go. That's the chalice done. Now, I can go to the exit. So we need to make our way all the way back over. With these annoying mortar plants. There you go. Back in here. I'm just going to go for the small sword. Try and save some of my enchanted broadsword. There you go. All heroes await, and we're done with the Enchanted Earth. So we take the platform back up, go through the gate. Like I said, the hardest thing in this level is the boss fight that you actually want to watch out for. But yeah. 1 hour in, just over an hour in, and we've done, what, 4 levels? Yeah, 4 levels. Enchanted Earth, the Ant Caves, and both Asylum levels. Now we move on. Let's see what we can do next. What do we get next? Anything special? Alright, talk to the axe guy again. See what he's got to say.
10,000 courses for this guy. I bet money.
Bloodmon of Skullcleaver is this guy. This guy's name.
Hey, I have something here for you. You like it very much? You want?
Yeah, go on then. Money! That's actually good because I've spent a lot of money in the last couple levels. But now we get what? We go from some of my favourite levels to my absolute least favourite level in the entire game now. And I don't know what the general consensus on this level is, but I know 1 or 2 people I've watched play the game also hate this next level. But I figure I want to get this done this part. This is the level that I dread every playthrough, and I always find something goes wrong or something happens. So I figure let's just get it done now. Once I've beat this part, I'll feel way more confident about most of the game. This is the Pools of the Ancient Dead. Really good atmosphere. Like, the look of this level is amazing. And I like the concept. But this is where the platforming goes a little bit too far for me. And I have a lot of issues with this level. The music's okay. Not my favourite music track, but it's atmospheric. Let's see what the gargoyle has to say.
Cold and dark and reeking of death. He remembers an ancient battle fought here between the forces of good and the dark armies of Zarek. Now the marshes are full of the restless dead.
Yep. So there you go. So this is the level that I always have issues with because, well, let's read this. Weapons are useless against the heavy armor of the knights. Don't let them shove you in the swamp, that mud will never come out. Take that warning to heart. You do not want to fall into the water. You will, unless you're really good, at some point fall in, and it'll take a full life bottle out. This is a level where you need to be very patient, you need to take things slow and steady, but sometimes it's not easy doing that. Now, as the book said, you can't kill these guys. I almost just messed up on my own philosophy. I'm actually going to turn off the analog here. That was an annoying tentacle there. But as you can see here, they don't really deal a lot of damage. The armor guys don't really hurt us, thankfully. Their offense is just trying to push you. The problem is, because you can't kill them, things can get a bit delicate, which is why I like to use the hammer charge shot to knock them in. Because the only way to kill them is knocking them into the water. I might have to use the analog after all, because running with the D-pad isn't as reliable to me when doing a dash jump like that. It's fine for like a walking jump, but this level is going to require a lot of running jumps. I want to have the D-pad on for that. I'll turn it off whenever I go into like areas like this though, so I can walk around. This is the handy thing about having a controller that you can turn the analog sticks on and off with. It makes sections like this a bit easier. Now obviously you can moan about like, oh, bad game design and all that. And I'm like, yeah, fair enough, but I kind of prefer when I don't mind a game doing this. Can I hit that? No, I want to hit the. I want to see if we can hit that box over there. No, I want to hit the box. Come on. No, I don't think it's gonna be able to hit the box, is it? Oh no! Oh, it did. There you go. I want to hit this box because it'll unleash a bomb, which can push those into the water. You've seen we've released our good friend, I forgot his name, Katana, something like that, the snake. Unfortunately, he's not very useful in this level because he can't kill most of the enemies. This guy is an exception, the little thin axe guys here. You can actually attack them as normal. So, as we'll see hopefully there. He's good for getting rid of those, but otherwise he's kind of not doing much. But you know what, he's our little buddy, just running around, bothering the enemies. I wouldn't really recommend ranged weapons here because they don't really push back very well. Like I'll show here. The crossbow's not bad, to be fair. It does a bit of pushback, but it takes so many shots that I think you're better off just getting up close to them and just charging the hammer shot because it sends them quite far. Especially if you hit them like directly with it, like this. Just be careful not to hit them too far sometimes because you can accidentally knock them back onto land, which is really annoying when that happens. Main jump. Now the goal for this level, I didn't go over it yet, but we want to grab these souls, and when you grab them, unfortunately, the bridge disappear around the level. So that's where we're going to need to get good about jumping. Now, when you grab the souls, we also reawaken those axe undead zombie warriors. So you want to watch out for that. And it happens when we grab like any important thing, like here. There should be a guy who comes out this loop there. Yep. He's re-emerging from the water. Like I say, you can fight these guys as normal. I like to use the axe against them, because they only take a couple hits with the axe. Although, funny enough, they also use the axe of their own. But they take a moment before they come onto land, so they're not too bad to deal with. But yeah, this is definitely a level that I really recommend walking around a lot more than running. You do need to run though. Like here, for example, you will not make that jump without a run. So, like I said, just barely made that. Ugh. The hard thing is trying to do a daring dash into a run, which gives you the most distance. Not always very doable, unfortunately. I see you over there. I see you. I wonder if my longbow will reach him. No. Oh yeah, it does actually. Right from there. Come on, come back. See you over there. I want to do you over there. Yeah, this against the armor guys, I recommend close range. Against these guys, I recommend longer range, just to avoid any platforming issues with them. Okay, that was terrible. I don't know what that jump was. But yeah, there's also a level where any life vials you can find, I really recommend grabbing. Is there? Can I just go around? Do I have to go? Yeah, you know what? Anywhere I can avoid doing jumps like that, I'm gonna try and avoid. There is like a sack of coins there, but I don't know why you would want to go for that. Like to me, that's just asking to get killed. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, like even just running around there, it's very easy to accidentally fall in. Nah, I'm gonna grab this one now while I'm over here, so I don't have to come back this way later on. Like I say, you can grab the souls in any order. There's no particular order, you just have to get all of them. Okay, this is where I've got to make an awkward jump. Get my running going. Now let's go on. There we go. Just about made it. Where's that next guy? I saw him earlier. Where is he? Went off this way somewhere. Okay. Did he die or something? Where's the axe guy? Whatever, fine. He'll pop up. We'll make sure we get everything done with the chalice. Anyway. Yeah, you can't finish this level without getting the souls, unless you do a very specific glitch near the end, but it's another one of those, like, difficult glitches to do. So I wouldn't really recommend it unless you're really good at the game and confident you can do that. How many shots does it take? 3? Or 4? 4? 5. Yeah, it takes about 5 shots at the longbow. But yeah. I want to try and get rid of these chests before I'm near those thin platforms as well, because it can cause a lot of problems. Speaking of which, just to quickly deal with this guy, I'm shooting with the... Like I say, the crossbow's not bad because it's quite a cheap weapon to use here. To just push them back. Though it does take, like I say, a lot of ammo. Unfortunately, the chicken drumsticks don't work on these enemies because that would be just too easy, I guess, even though the enemies aren't my problem in this level. My problem in this level is entirely the platforms. I think there's just way too thin platforms to navigate. Yeah, sometimes you'll get a bunch of enemies showing up and other times you'll just get the bridges going out when you get the souls. But yeah, this is a part where I really want to hit all these chests. No, I want to hit the chest, not that. I wish there was like a more manual way to change where it locks onto, but yeah. This will start a chain reaction of chests. Hopefully it'll knock some of them in the water. I don't think that did. Oh no, it did do. It hit 1 or 2 of them. Sorry. Yeah, like I like this. I like the rain, I like how gloomy this area looks, I like that it's an old ancient battlefield. I just don't like the fact this level is so platform heavy. No, we don't. See, I don't really like using the crossbow on those guys. Oh, get off. I like using the axe more for this section. Like, these guys aren't too strong, so you don't have to worry too much about them. This is where I hate some of the jumps, though. This part right here is very awkward. There is an energy vial on there, but I don't think it's worth going after. Personally, I think my best bet here is a running jump. Where's the easier place to finish. I think this one you need a Dan dash to make. Unfortunately, I think it's the closest one I can do, so I'm going to risk it. No! Nope. Okay. Oh no. I'll try the other side then. I don't know. Is that closer? Is that too far of a ledge to jump? See, I don't feel like that's that much closer though. I'll try up here. Like I said, this is the level where I really get a bit antsy about my jumping and my platforming. This is also the level where I think running out of life files is very possible. So, if I get a game over, I get a game over. There's not much I can do. But I've got to do it. It's so easy to just slip off like that. I'm going to have to look for any energy I can get, because one more fall and I literally game over here. Yeah, this is my problem in this level. I don't like the platforming. I think it's too difficult for what it is. The problem is I kind of don't have any other health. I also don't think they give you much health in this part. Like, you'd think there'd be a lot of energy vials or a lot of things to heal me. Unfortunately, I'm out, so I've got to make jumps. If we die, I just have to redo the level again. It's so easy to mess up on these jumps because they're so finicky. I think that's the best way. I'm gonna have to go right to the edge, aren't I? Oh, for God. Okay. Oh, see, I'm sweating here. So how, well, you can't see, but probably hear how anxious I am. Turn off that analog. I do not want to accidentally run. Yeah, with the D-pad, you have to double tap it at least, so I can trust that I'm not going to dash there. That energy vial over there is teasing me, as well as those ones in the distance. I'm going to have to risk. I'm going to have to risk something, because it's... I need any health I can get. Yeah, we need that Chaos Rune to open this up. The camera will switch right here, as well, to turn it around. Which is fine. Grab the soul. Actually, can I turn these guys into chicken drumsticks? That would be really handy. Nope, doesn't work at all this level. I'm gonna have to just spear them. Very wasteful, but I couldn't risk it. Really? You're not dead? Okay. Now, normally what I would do here is I'd go for that running jump. But with no health, I actually want to go down here for a minute. Because I believe there are some health vials in this part down here. Yes, there are. Oh, thank goodness for that. I just can't risk the next part without some health of some sort. So we got all the helmets, that's good. Now all we gotta do is launch the enemies off or kill them, doesn't matter. Although the green ones can only be launched, so bear that in mind with them. I want to try and take as little health as possible in this part. That's why I'm just doing charge shots with a hammer. It'll be easier once I get rid of this last axe guy. He's the threat. These guys are easy. I just gotta push them off, which is just gonna take a few goes at it. And again, charged hammer is your best friend for this. Like I said, we've actually done the level objective, but I want to get that health. There's an extra life bottle that I really want to get that's across that jump. Okay. We've still got some chalice percent to go, but that'll come as we explore the rest of the level. So, these are our last enemies of the level. And your best way to take care of these, I believe the harpies, they're called harpies, I think. I wouldn't write, yeah, I forgot about that. Don't bother with the flaming longbow on the axe guys, because they're basically, I think they're immune to burning because of the water. This is the jump that I hate making. I'm gonna make sure everything's working alright. Hug the wall. That's the best advice I can give there. Tentacle's annoying, but just don't let it push you off. You should be alright. Yeah, it doesn't do too much damage. Gotta make the range jump again. Oh, come on! Thank God for that extra energy vial. Yeah, this is where it's so easy to make mistakes, and where the platforming can get a bit demanding. Oh, okay, I've got to run back a bit, get a running start. Yeah, we've still got to make a couple more daring jumps as well. That's the worst part. Like, I'm not even done with the daring jumps. No! Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Not after all this. Because I have to go back, get the chalice, and then come back and do this. This is why this level is so hard. Oh, no, 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 no. Why is my running not working now? Yes! Oh, thank God. Okay, I'll take it, I'll take it. Is there still one of those gloopy guys in there? I was not pressing that down. I was holding that. Turn the analog off. That is ridiculous. How much health do I have? Oh my god. Barely anything left. Okay. I gotta be super careful now. I can't use the drumsticks, which is terrible. These guys don't worry me because they're very easy to kill. Just gotta get them a bit closer. My worry is one jump will just kill me. This is now where I mess up a single jump here and I just die. I really need that help. How close? No, that's it. Game over. Gotta redo the level again. Oh, this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the level that does me in. You know what? You're going to see the game over screen. Oh, it is the hardest level in the game. Like, no contest. This is the level that always messes me up. But this is why I wanted to get it done this part, so I don't have to deal with it after this. It's the only level that I genuinely think is just unfair. Like, again, I love the atmosphere of this level. It's really gloomy and just has that great vibe to it, like Halloween vibe, but it's just, well, not really. I don't think it's really that Halloween. It's just very, like, gloomy. I'm just going to skip the cutscenes and dialogue so we can just get on with it. Because you've seen most of the level at this point. The only thing we haven't shown off yet is, obviously, getting the chalice and where we're going with things. As much as I want to rush through this, I do not want to rush through this because I'm scared. What's my health like, actually? Do I need the vial? I'm gonna leave the vial in case at the end of the level I feel like I need that health. You never know. Whatever. I'm not bothered about the vine things because they don't do much. Like I say, these guys aren't an issue. They're easy to kill. It's just the axe guys that are a bit annoying and the platforming. Platforming just kills it in this level. But yeah, like, I get it. This is the hard level. You know, we're far enough into the game where I think it's fair enough to have some difficulty. But I don't really think we needed it. Like, I don't know. I don't think I really needed. I'm just not keen on how this level handles difficulty. I'm gonna just see how I do with it all turned off, the analog turned off for the whole level. If I feel like I need it on, I'll put it back on, but I feel like this is actually a level where having the D-pad is a bit more, makes it a bit easier to navigate. I'm also gonna try and use the axe a bit. Right. There we go, fully topped up. Now, you have to go this way because you need the chaos vial. The enemies don't bother me, so I don't mind about that. I need the long one, I think. Just trying to line up this shot so I can get the box out of the way. I wish you could manually aim the shot. Forget it. I don't have time for this. Okay. Kill him. Some shots. No, never mind. I forgot that you can kill them. Right. I want to just go grab the energy. To be honest, I need just the chaos rune. So what I could do is leave these until I come back later. But then I don't know, because I feel like I have to platform anyway. I might as well get them out of the way now. Yeah, watch those bombs in this level. They are very deadly to you. He should pop up out of the mud, yep. As I said before, Axe is your best friend. You let them all spawn out as well. There you go. As annoying as it is, I do think I'd be... Well, okay, here's the thing. The souls do... There is one benefit to not grabbing the souls. The bridges stay until the souls disappear. So I could leave a few souls while I do that until the end of the level, but I also have the mindset that I would rather just get them out of the way now. Fine. Go back to the hammer. Back to the hammer method. Yeah, in the remake, these enemies are massive. I think it's just this one, to be fair, which isn't too bad, actually. These bridges are alright to make still. Oh, actually, don't even need to take a bridge. This area, because it just goes round here. So as long as that doesn't mess with other areas, we're alright. Yeah, I want to try, as much as possible, avoid jumping, because, as I've shown, I'm not very comfortable. That one I'll grab at the end, on my way back. I think I'll leave that soul until the very... Oh, but I don't know if the harpies appear when you've got all the souls, is the thing. They get rid of that. No, you know what? I'll go after the... I don't know. My choice is basically, do I go and get rid of these now? Or do I... I feel like I'll do the jumps. Solid. I have to do it anyway. Alright. Is it just the one enemy? Go for it. The nice thing here is I now know in hindsight I can go around without needing to do a jump over there. Also, can we just talk about the fact I just did that jump without even thinking? I'm gonna get it. I feel like I should just get the souls out the way. Yes, it gets rid of some of the platforms, but I need to make these jumps anyway. Right. Did I lose any health? I didn't actually. I haven't fallen yet, so we're gonna leave that life vial there. We've got a light. At least I know I've got a fountain. If I can make it back to this area. Hard if is the problem. Let's just chop a dagger at that. I could use my arm to do this technically, but actually, what are they like? I don't think they'll do very well. Their range is also not very good. No, they don't even do any pushback. Right, there's a soul there. The thing about this soul, what bridge does it get rid of? It gets rid of this bridge here, but there's a way to walk around, so that's not a big deal getting rid of that bridge. Because I can get around that fine. But yeah, I do look like this is a cool level in regards to atmosphere. God, I hate this level for playing through it. I Okay. I want to get rid of these before anything else. Shoot that. Hopefully this will knock some of those guys off the ledge. Which makes that area easy to navigate at least. I can actually go and grab that energy vial at the minute. Okay. I don't really want to grab that. Actually, you know what? I'll leave. These ones are the ones where I feel like I might need the bridges as long as possible. I want to keep the copper shield on. And I want to grab... I'm going to go for the axe for now. I'm going to leave that one there, so I don't have to make this jump right now. See if that's any easier. I'm going to leave these ones until I come back through this area, because I've still got to make that big jump to go get the items because I lost those life bottles from last time. So if I can make that jump alright, then... No. Come on, stop focusing on him. I want you. Fine, we'll use the hammer. It's like the game's just saying, just use the hammer. Like I said, we are missing some enemies, but I'll deal with that when I've got the soul. I'll grab this one here. That just summons these guys up, which I can deal with. Yeah, I don't really like the crossbow much on these guys. It just takes too many shots to kill. Better off with the axe than anything else. Oh, where? No, there it is. There you go. Get ready for the jump. Go! That was terrible. I wasn't going to make that. That was a terrible attempt to that jump. Okay. Yeah, I think it is a little bit easier actually on the D-pad. You just got to double tap to get the run going. If you press triangle for the daring down dash and then do the jump after, it can help. I don't think there's any point leaving that there. Grab that, fine. No. Because you gotta, the problem is, when you do a down dash, it doesn't let you jump for a moment, so until the dash has started up. So it's kind of a risky maneuver to do a down dash into a jump, but yeah. Also be careful when the screen goes dark like that, because sometimes it does just mess with the camera a bit. Okay, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna enchant its broadsword. I'll leave the energy vials for now until I've done this. Gotta fight all these guys. Like I say, don't worry about the green guys. Literally, they're not bothered. This area gives us energy vials at least, so I can get all my health back that I'm gonna inevitably lose. We'll find out soon enough at the Harpy Show. Before or after I've got the energy vials. Let's see. Yeah, see the sword's not bad, but I think the hammer's just easier to knock them further back. And it's the best use of this in the entire game. But again, you know, like, this is the easy part, getting rid of these guys. The hard part is going to be doing all that platforming back across those bridges. This is already a way better run than the first go at it. 84%, not bad. Thing, yeah, they've still got to get challenged. Yeah, so they don't show up until you got all the lost souls. But that's fine. You got some more enemies to fight. Luckily, I'm ducked at exactly the right height to get underneath their axe while being able to throw mine. Just pressing triangle and my shield button to duck there. Alright. Now I can't escape having to grab these. Let's see, how many bridges did that plow? Oh, okay, yeah, so definitely worth doing that. That was definitely a lot easier. So the trick here then, in other words, is don't grab this one. Don't grab that helmet until you are good and ready coming back through this area. So I will remember that for every playthrough I ever do now, to not grab that helmet specifically. Look at this, full health on Pools of the Ancient Dead. Never happened to me. All because I didn't grab this one single helmet up here that's an absolute trap. I just jinxed myself, why do I do that? Sorry, I know there's a fountain, at least, I know of, that I can use. There you go. All eight helmets are collected. Now, that'll make the harpy enemies spawn, as well as... Wait. There you go. One down. Now I want to make my way over to the chalice, because that's where we're going next. But I do also want to get my health topped up while I can. Could be risking things by grabbing this now and not later. But yeah, and I could have also done the last souls up here. Yeah, maybe the way to do it instead is to leave the souls until the end when you're coming back for the chalice, maybe. But then you need the chalice to get the chalice anyway. I don't know. There's probably a more optimal way of playing through this level, I'm sure, but I don't know it right now, so whatever. I've got to make that jump. That's an awkward jump, isn't it? Oh, this is way... Yeah, no, go that way. Absolutely that way. That's a better jump to make. And now I can walk around to the other side and get the chalice. You know what, though? Not the worst run of this level I've had. Not the best either. Definitely not the best. The problem here is I've still got... I need to fight one more enemy. And unfortunately... None of the harpies around here. I need to listen out for that weird UFO sound. Come on, over here. It's over there. It's too far. Maybe this one will come over. Or I can hit them. Beautiful. There you go. Took care of that guy. Now we go round here. Grab the chalice. And we're almost done with this godforsaken level. I feel like this is the best place to jump, but then is it? Okay. Let's line ourselves up carefully. Jump! Yes! Oh, thank God for that. We can get the health. Sure. You never know what might happen. Fully topped up. Still one of them harpies. I'll put him out if he causes trouble. Very weird looking enemies. They look like flying knights. There we go. That's the stuff. Number 4, we finished the level. Which normally I'm on like way lower health, so I will take this. I want to enchant that. Flaming longbow I've been using a lot of. Sure. I'm not going to really need these other things, so yeah. I think I'm alright with what I've got. Go to the small sword for now. I'm taking my time here because I do not want to fall off or have any incidents of anything. Got all the lost souls, we've got the chalice. All I want to do now is very quickly jump up here, grab this energy vial, get ourselves fully topped up on health. Because you never know what's going to happen here. So we've still got one more jump to make here. Yes! Oh, thank goodness we're done with that. Yeah, all 8 souls, chalice of souls, there you go. Let's talk to the boat.
Greetings, stranger. I am the boatman. It is I who ferry lost souls on their final journey to the land of the dead. But oh, have we not met before? Sir Daniel Fortescue. Not you too. Thanks to Zarog's meddlings, I'm up to my eye sockets in lost souls who've woken from the eternal sleep. business hasn't been this brisk since before they invented sanitation. Look, if you help me to gather up a boatload of 8 lost souls and bring them here, I'll drop you off at the sunken town of Melamede. How's that sound?
Okay, so first of all, I want to just point out I didn't even notice for the whole level that there's stains of red in the water. So it's not just deep water, it's bloody water as well. Really putting to home the fact that this was like an ancient battlefield. Second of all, I love how like chill the boatman is. Third of all, you cannot jump on his boat. Don't attempt to jump on his boat or you will lose a life out there. Also, just before I finish the level, there is a speedrunner trick where with a very specific, super hard to pull off, long running jump off this ledge right here, you are possibly able to touch the very outskirts of the map that allow you to skip the level. But because it's so difficult to do that, speedrunners just clip through the floor in that area where you fight all the enemies.
Gracious of you. Makes a change to meet a polite young skeleton after dealing with those filthy zombie types. Hop aboard.
And he'll take us to the Hall of Heroes first, and then we'll go to the sunken town of Melamede. I'm going to do one more level before I finish this part, because I figure it's a good level to sort of... I don't really want to end on Pools of the Ancient Dead, I'd rather end on the next level. So, we'll do that. Let's see what we can get. Anything special? When you stop running into things? Nope, not you. Not you. So we have one more thing off Raven Hooves. Can we get it? Yes! This is my favourite character in the game. Dirk Steadfast. And he has my favourite weapon. So let's talk to him.
Alright then, man. How you doing?
I love his scouts. That is so funny.
Now then, have you got yourself a magic sword?
Scouts being from Liverpool, if people don't know. In England.
What? Daniel, man, you can't go into battle against an army of undead without a magic sword. Here, take mine. You'll never have to sharpen another blade, or my name's not Dirk Steadfast. It's not enough just to have a magic shield, you know, no matter what that soft, ticky stern card says.
You're right.
Good lad. Why, I'd sooner go into battle holding a tea tray than carry that weedy Gale's shield of his.
I love how there's this little rivalry between the magic sword and magic shield people. But I'll be honest, the magic sword is infinitely better, and I wasted money doing the enchanted sword because this is the enchanted sword but better. Even more damage, incredible. Just, it's the magic sword. It's the best close range weapon in the game. You will use this when you are not using range or in need of a club / hammer. It is incredible. But yeah, so with that, you know, one attempt. It took 2 attempts to beat Pools of the Ancient Dead, which I'll take that. Not the best run through that level, but it wasn't horrible either. The first run was, but you know what? We did it. We did well to get out there with our health intact. Let's go to the lake. This will be the last level that we do for this part. I figure this is a good sort of midpoint to leave things before the next part, which I'm going to just try and, going by the pace that I've gone with this, I think the next part I'm going to just try see how much of the game I can blast through. Maybe I'll be able to finish the game, maybe I'll need one more part. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Well, do I want to do another? You know what? We'll see how long this level takes. I might give it one more level, maybe. We'll see. You haven't got your army now. Better to use stealth than charge in. Beware the watchers. If they spot you, they will soon summon us. Ignore that. Completely ignore, disregard that because you want the chalice filled. So let the watchers, which I'll point out in a moment, see you. Chop up the little pineapple fish. Go across this way. You know what? Just for a bit of representation. There you go. Magic shield and magic sword. I like both of them. Let this eyeball see you. This is the Watcher. And it'll summon out these frog enemies. I can also put the analog back on for a minute. There is delicate platform, it's not too bad. I recommend the magic sword. Like, the magic sword is incredible here for damage. On the land, specifically. You'll be fighting these guys in the water sections, and that's where you want to be a bit more careful. This guy already locked. Yeah, yes. It's fine. The black ones that you see here just damage you, so you want to hit them. Again, disregard completely what the warning says, and let them see you. They take a few hits, because they are quite defensive enemies. But, yeah, the magic sword just cuts through them so well. It does make them slide, so bear that in mind on the narrow platforms. But I'll show you a way to deal with them on those platforms when we get there. For now, though, we get to explore the sunken town of Mellowmead. That's where this is. I'll talk to the gargoyle at the end of the level. Not too worried yet. He should have He didn't? Why did you not do that? There you go. I'm gonna get rid of this annoying eyeball so it doesn't hurt me. No, I think it did. I think it got a little shot in there. This is a level where you want to be careful, but I don't think it's quite as bad. Or it's nowhere near as bad as Pulls of the Ancient Dead. There's just some little platforming moments here and there. So, it could be a little bit more reckless, but still be careful around the water. So we need the Chaos Rune. Now, even though that's the end of the level, we need the Star Rune, which is actually at the other side of the level. In order to get there, we're going to need to use the Chaos Runes, and Earth Runes to gain more access to the next section. Yeah. Simple enough level. I don't really know what I think of this level, because I don't think it's particularly memorable in regards to, like, atmosphere or anything, but it's fine. I think the little enemies... The enemies are memorable. I always remember these guys, for better and for worse. It's a great example of where, like you can see there, the spear sends them too far away. So this is the level where I really like to use drumsticks in particular. The problem with the drumsticks is you need them to land on the land. When they do, you get your chalice percent, and you also can just clear out those frog enemies without too much issue. Like, I always took it, they're like grown-up versions of the dragon toads. That's how I've always seen these enemies. They're like weird little swamp creatures, which, to be fair, I still think is Halloweenish. But yeah, these are enemies that are weak to the chicken drumsticks, so go at it. And you can heal up a little bit of the damage they deal as well. This is probably going to be the only level where I really use the chicken drumsticks, because I think it's good for when you've got an enemy like this that's a bit annoying to fight normally. I need the time rune. Find if there's a time rune. There we go. Nope. Like I said, it doesn't give much health, but the more useful part is that the chicken drumsticks are basically an insta-kill on any enemy that's vulnerable to them. Hello, Ian. My little cat, Ian. Oh, he's a big cat, actually. The biggest of them all. Right. Is it this way? There's one of them. So what we want to do is we want to put all the runes into these crystals. Oh. Right, that's one done, the Earth one. Barbara! Sorry, dog's just going off at the door. Right. To the... You know what, I think we'll do one more level after this, actually. I can already see this not taking too long. So this is my problem is with Medieval, I could just play and play and play. Like, I love this game so much, but I do need to put some food on in a bit, so I figure I should start wrapping things up soon. Oh, he appears behind me. I forgot the dragon toads on this part appear behind me. I don't actually know if they have a name, these enemies, but they remind me of, like, swamp creatures or, like, the dragon toads. That hit someone? Hit him somehow. Oh no! The chicken just appeared. Yeah, that's the other thing with the chicken drumsticks as well, is the chicken only lasts a moment. Can't defend against that. Right, and now we're back at this side, so I should now have the rune I need to do this. Yeah, just be careful running around here, because Sir Daniel does have a little skid at the end of his run. But the point of doing this is we're trying to slow down the waterfall, the whirlpool rather, so that we can jump down there to gain access to the rest of Melamede. And there you go. So now, with 9 chicken drumsticks left, which to be fair, I shouldn't need to use too many more. So we go to the magic sword. If you try and jump in here without while the whirlpool's on, you'll just fall in and die. So don't do that. I was like, this is the part I always remember of the lake level though, is this like weird walking around the water section. It's like a weird water tunnel, even though my head still bonks on the roof somehow. There's also these weird things, like, it's like a elephant creature of some sort. Yeah, we'll do one more level, because I figure it's not going to take me too much longer to get through this one. Just got to get the chalice built up, grab the rune, and then I'm done. It's not, like, I think, especially after Pulls the Ancient Dead, this is a much more bearable level to get through. But yeah, watch out for the fireballs on these guys, they're shockingly fast. But sometimes you can get them caught onto walls like that, at least. And the like dark coloured watchers don't take much damage to kill. Come on. Oh, that's I thought a gargoyle was a watcher. Missed the one I want to see me. For some reason, I always feel like I always remember them showing up in there, but no, they don't. They show up. He shows up somewhere else. I heard him. I heard him croak. Where are you? Okay, I don't know where he went. Also, be careful right here. There is a gold chest right near the water, and it's shockingly easy to slip into that water. I've done it quite a couple of times playing the game. Jumped out somewhere. I know I heard him. I hope he hasn't disappeared. I want to chop that down. That opens the gate up now. I'm very confused. I'm missing a little bit of my chalice, and I don't understand why I'm missing a little bit of my chalice. Because he didn't spawn, that's why. Oh, 3 of them. 4 of them didn't spawn. Weird. I'll take it though, as long as I get my chalice filled up, that's all that matters here. I think it's because the way the croak reminds me of the... Yeah, it was just, okay, it was just 3 of them. Yeah, just be careful with this level, because sometimes stuff like that can happen with the frog things. That's why I always recommend getting seen by the watchers, despite what that warning says. But then I guess it also is just indicating how enemies will show up in this level. But yeah. But now that we have the chalice, can I top up my ammo? I think I'm all topped up. Spears. Spears. I can repair my shield, which the shield's quite expensive to repair, but like, it's good. At least because you can always replenish it, it's always going to be useful. Yeah, I'm not fussed about these guys. These are just, if I can kill them, great. If I don't, whatever. Doesn't matter. I've got the chalice, so it doesn't matter now about killing them. But we want to hit this a couple times until it goes over to this jumping fish here, which takes us back to the start of the level. I should have, if I did all that right, yep, star rune. And I should also have a chalice. Yeah. So there you go. That is the lake. Not too bad of a level. Just watch out for the frog things. They can be a bit annoying sometimes. But let's talk to this guy. I'll put the stone in. Talk to this guy. This gargoyle right here.
The ancient people of this long-vanished town once sought to harness the power of crystals found in the caverns below. Now, Zarek seeks to unlock the secrets of this arcane science. This mine shaft leads deep into the earth, to certain doom in the crystal caverns.
Yeah. I was going to leave it at this level, but I'm thinking of it now, and I'm like, well, the Crystal Caverns feels like a better level to end on, because the lake's just sort of a nothing level. There's not, like... I don't think it's a very special level compared... Like, Puzzle the Ancient Dead has a lot of lore, and, you know, it's annoyingly difficult, whereas the lake's probably the most forgettable level, I feel, in this game. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it, it's just... Sometimes, some of the enemies can be a bit annoying sometimes. Now, if I have this right, I think we could talk to Ravenhooves and get one of our last weapons.
Oh, Danielle.
Yeah, he says the same thing again,
I've got something
I do
here
wish
I
they
can
mixed
give
up his
you, but
dialogue a bit. They should give him something new to say.
Do you fancy a little gamble?
Also, is it just me or does he look a little stitched up in the middle? Anyway, magic longbow. Hits a bit harder than the regular longbow. And if you press square, it does a special shot that explodes out and does a bit of damage on range. I like it. It's not a great ranged weapon because of how expensive it is, but it's like a slightly cheaper version of the spears, but with a little bit better range and a ranged attack with the explosion. Yeah. So that's Pulls of the Ancient Dead done, that's the lake done, Enchanted Death done, both Asylum levels done, the Ant Caves done. Let's do the Crystal Caves, even though it should be called the Crystal Caverns, which is what the guy said. And this will be the last one. This will be the last one that we do. But I figure this is a good level to end on. But I like that we're like into the crust of the earth now. There's quite a big level, not like a big level, but like it's got interesting things by it. It's actually a good place to show off what the magic longbow can do. That explosion attack is quite good at dealing with these flying shadow demons. Pushes them back a bit if they start getting a bit too close to me like that. Like I say, it's not incredibly powerful. Like the axe does pretty similar damage, but obviously you've got that explosion that's really good. But yeah, so the chalice is already there, so we know to come back here at the end of the level, which is alright. Let's see what's going on here.
The ancient town of Meadowmead was destroyed by creatures known as rhinotaurs.
Half
They
rhino,
live
half
on
tall.
still, but in a state of hibernation, deep within these caverns. They use the crystals to prolong their worthless hides.
Alright then. So, yeah, we're going to be meeting the Rhinotaurs. Unfortunately, we are also going to be reacquainting ourselves with these annoying imp enemies. Now, the little fire torch holding ones are not the problem. These are the proper ones. Get your magic sword out and chop them up. When you see any and all imps, make sure to chop them up. I'm going to dodge this disco ball of death. The disco crystal of death. There. Like, how did that miss like every shot there? See, I've always wondered why they have these like flame guys, and I think the purpose of them is specifically to release the Rhinotaurs, the Rhinotaurs, which I've just killed, showing they're not really that threatening. They hit quite hard though, so do watch out for that, but they're not very smart. The magic sword rips through them. Honestly, I think the ranged enemies in this game are a lot more difficult to deal with. That's just me. But this is a big level where you do not want to run out. You do not want to deal with those imps. The bigger threat in this level is just those annoying imps. This is also the level where we're finally going to get to use those dragon gems we had. Ooh, money. So make sure that you've got the dragon gems. Before coming to this level, when me and my dad used to play this game, we got to this level, but because we hadn't done the asylum levels, we didn't know where the other dragon gem was. We only had the one from the pumpkin serpent. But yeah, so bear that in mind. In fact, I think this is the book that talks about it. Tread softly in these caves, for an ill-tempered dragon has a lair here. You could say a dragon's lair. Oh. Yeah. I like the look of them Rhinotaurs. Even if they're not that strong, they're very cool looking. I mean, they hit a bit hard, but they're very easy to just dispatch with the magic sword. But we want to come in here with the dragon gems. This book should tell you about it. The mean old dragon can be summoned by inserting 2 dragon gems into the eye sockets of the relief. The grouchy dragon doesn't come out too much as he is afraid of the roof collapsing on his head. So right there, that just told us how to summon the dragon and also how to defeat him in one fell swoop. So let's go meet this dragon. So with both dragon gems, you pop them into this wall here, and now we get to meet him.
Who dares to enter my lair and wake me from my slumber? Aha! Prepare yourself, little man. I shall roast the flesh from your bones.
Too late.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I will pluck out both your eyes. Oh, great. I'm just going to give you a good hiding.
See, this is what I love about Medieval. It doesn't have to try too hard to be funny. It just is. The only threat to this fight is just watch out for the fire that he breathes, because it can do quite a lot of lingering damage. But basically, the strategy here is you're going to stand where the rocks will fall. Like, they all fall in line. Like, he's there now, so the one on the bottom would hit him there, but that's fine. I'm just going to wait till he comes back around here and use this one. If you're worried about platforming, then you can always just wait for him. And as long as you stand a bit away, you shouldn't have to deal with too much. Okay, why did that not work? Because I'm stupid, it's this one I need. But yeah, he takes 50 damage for each time you do it. There you go. 50. But I'm gonna stay over here for now. No, wait, no. It's not that one, no, that's that one. That's that one. I'm gonna let him pop out this hole. He's not a hard boss. It's more of a puzzle boss than anything else. But I didn't want to jump over the platforms.
Really hurt. What did you have to go and do that for? Here, take this dragon potion and leave me alone. Drink it when you need it. It gives you armor that is impervious to heat. Plus it lets you breathe fire. Now go away.
Alright. Now you need the dragon potion to beat the game. Unless you're doing a very, very difficult glitch. Because it lets us walk through fire, and there'll be a fire gate in the next level that we're going to need it for. It lets you breathe fire, which is pretty decent. It's not that great of a weapon, but it's great against the final boss. And you know, it's an ammo-less weapon that deals some decent damage. This would actually be amazing if you could get it before Pulls of the Ancient Dead though, because it would push those guys, the armor guys, back. It does de-equip your shield though, so bear that in mind when you're using it. It's also not the best against, as I'm showing here, terribly. It's really bad against short enemies. So just bear those things in mind. It's not bad. It's fine. But your reason for getting it is just for the story more than anything else. Don't even ask me what just happened there. I looked away for a second. Okay, I was going to say, where am I? Oh, is it this way? I'm not that bothered about like a tiny sack of coins. You know, yeah, you can see there they do a bit of damage, but they're not too bad. The Minotaurs, more intimidating than anything else. But they are intimidating, I will say. Like their design is very. They look like they would kill. But you do need to go into that dragon room regardless to get the rune to finish this level off. So even if you don't have both gems, just finish the level and then come back when you've got the gems again. You might as well get your chalice. Yeah, these. No, 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 no. He's after me. He is after my sword. Chopped him up. Yeah, that's my best advice for dealing with the imps, is just run. Just like run and attack constantly. Like just like it looks goofy, but honestly it is just a great way to get rid of them. I'm gonna turn off the analog here. Don't want to risk falling into the, I don't know what you'd call this. I guess it's like swamp or like marsh, but like it's weird that it's like we're deep underground, so you'd think this like green haze underneath me would be just land, but I guess it's like, I always took it's like swamp water or something. But yeah. But that's the crystal caverns. Oh, the crystal caves rather. We got some dragon armor, we fought a dragon, and we have the chalice now. I have the worst memory ever. Why am I? Yeah, I always just have to check sometimes with that. But there you go. We are definitely past the halfway point now of the game, and while the next level is quite a short one, I'm going to leave it until next part because I think it's a good first level to do in the next one.
Wouldn't this make a wonderful tourist attraction? Come see Stengard the Mighty. Come and see the last of the centaurs. Oh, and see that dork over there? That's Daniel Fortescue, would-be hero. Ha 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 ha.
I'll show you. Bit by bit, we're slowly making allies. Oh, we have our last ally. The doors are finally open. Let's speak to our final friend. I think her name is Megwyn Stormminder. The Welsh. She's like a Welsh farmer.
Daniel, there you are. I was so worried about you. I know you have the heart of a hero, Daniel. Now we must show the others. Would you like to take my magic lightning bolts? I don't have many, but they're very powerful.
Definitely.
Off you pop then, and keep your chin up. Oops, sorry,
We don't have a
Daniel.
chin.
Now take care. The good people of Gallowmere are depending on you.
Alright, so we got lightning. Lightning is a very powerful weapon that can home into enemies. You can charge it up to do lingering, to do like a longer attack. The problem is you only have 100%, and when it runs out for good. Because of that, I only use lightning specifically for one of the last bosses in the game, where it does really well against it. And if I feel like I really want to use it to mix things up, but really I use it for one boss and one boss alone. It's not that it's a bad weapon, it's actually solid, it's that it's just so hard to get replenished. There we go, we've done the crystal caves. So next time we play Medieval, we will be continuing the game, starting with the Gallows Gauntlet, and making our way through basically the final act, the third act of Gallowmere. So we've done quite a lot here, like I say. Basically explored all the bottom half, gone through the whole watery terrain, which is, in my opinion, sort of the low point of the game. And then we've gone back to the Crystal Caves, which is a really fun section. And then we'll be exploring basically the final section of the game, and we'll see how it all goes. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a pleasant evening. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.